I think the first two were at Kinmel, and the very first one, I was just watching a video of it, which was bringing back the old memories. But that was in 1992. That was the very first one. I had limited input on that. It was just a kind of local rep down in London area. It was a bunch of young sort of reprobates who nobody thought were good for anything, but they kind of hatched this plot and came up with the idea, which synchronised with the fellowship being 100 years old. I'd kind of forgotten that bit. And so the very first one was really only meant to be one, to commemorate the fellowship being 100 years old. It was really groundbreaking in a lot of ways. I remember, certainly in that one and subsequent ones, who should be invited to it and who would come, etc. It was a youth event, so it wasn't for kiddies, it wasn't for grandpas. It was really a youth event, and it was conceived by people in their late teens, early 20s. It was really driven completely by youth. We'd never had such a big event, 200-300 people all meeting in the same place. It's kind of like a big camp. And people from other countries would come, and that was the concept, just to get all the youth together to celebrate the fact that the fellowship was 100 years old. And so the centre was pretty Spartan. It was pretty basic accommodation, but a lovely old building, fantastic old leather chairs and old building. But the accommodation, from our perspective, plastic chairs and a big hall, which was unglamorous, just a few stickers up and flags up to represent the different countries. There was some from Nigeria, some from Australia. I'd met people from countries before, just in the course of being around the fellowship and going to camps, etc. And I think it was there was Irish, there was Scottish, there was English, there was Welsh, and they did the kind of rousing. So who's there? Give a shout if you're from Australia. Give a shout if you're from Canada. There's a big contingent from Canada. It was a big push from Canada and the UK.